Welcome to this video where I'm going to show you exactly how much money you actually make in high ticket sales. I'm saying this as someone who's been in this industry for over 3.5 years. I've closed over $4 million myself over Zoom calls in high ticket sales. And I've also coached hundreds of beginners and more advanced sales reps and some of the biggest teams in this industry. So I've done this myself. I've done it for other people. I've seen hands-on what does someone as a beginner make realistically in this industry, and what you actually make when you get more advanced in the space and in the long term. So I'll break that all down for you in this video. Let's get into it. I'm going to use this board here to draw this beautifully for you in this video. And first off, okay, in high ticket sales, what do we actually sell? In order to figure out how much you actually make in this industry, you need to know what you're actually selling, because obviously in high ticket sales, you get paid based off of commissions, based off of your performance. That's the beauty of high ticket sales, is that you have a completely performance-based pay. So it's not dependent on like your hours or anything like that. It's just completely dependent on how good you are at what you do. So knowing how this works is, in high ticket sales, a typical offer is going to be priced anywhere from, on the low end, 2.5K, I would say, is typically the lowest. It's actually considered high ticket sales, up to, on the high end, the most expensive offer that I personally sold has been a 32K offer. There's obviously more expensive offers, but let's just say 32K for the sake of this example here. So we got offers from 2.5K to 32K as a beginner. When you start off in this industry, you'll typically sell an offer, so basically like a product or a service or mentorship or something like that, that's priced, I would say, around 5K is typically going to be the average when you start. Okay, so the first question is, what could this actually be? What are you actually selling? You're working for a coaching company that could be selling anything from a service that's helping other businesses get more customers. It could be someone teaching another business how to run better ads to get more customers. Another big niche is fitness coaches. You see people yourself on Instagram, guys like, maybe you watch like Alex Eubank, or you watch these other like coaches on Instagram and YouTube, etc. Or it can also be a big niche, which is selling mentorships in terms of how to make money online. It's a big niche. Guys like, what do we got? We got Breast Scales, TGR, Iman Gadzi, and then you have business coaches like Alex Hermosi, Grant Cardone. Anyone that sells some type of expensive product or mentorship online, that's what's considered high ticket sales and a high ticket product. So let's just say, for this example, let's say this is a fitness coaching program. Let's make a simple example here. Okay, so we have a 5K fitness coaching program. You're working for influencers who's selling that. Cool. Then now we need to figure out how much money you actually make from doing this. Okay, so we have a 5K program. Let's say, again, it's fitness, which I've personally sold it myself as well, and it's definitely a good niche, especially nowadays, if you're selling the right type of company. When you're working for a fitness coach, how is your day going to look like? You typically get between 3 to 5 booked calls that actually show up on your calendar every single day. So how high ticket sales works, you have your calendar that you block out, okay, these are the hours I want to work, calls book in on your calendar. All those calls that book in, typically, this is again average, some people might take less, some they take more, but throughout my journey of doing this for multiple years, 3 to 5 show ups, let's just put shows, is pretty average. Okay, what you will actually see, beautiful Esther, right? What you will actually see as a closer. Okay, so 3 to 5 show ups. Knowing that to be true, let's move to the side here. We got some other stuff written. Let's go up here. Okay, so knowing that to be true, we have 3 to 5 show ups. If all of those people that actually show up, if we close of those, I've typically been closing around 50 to 60% throughout my entire journey. So let's make a very conservative example. Let's say on the low end that you close 33% of the people that you actually talk to. Okay, 33%, so 1 out of 3. That means if you talk to, again, let's say on the low end here, you talk to 3 people in a day, that means that you close. So 1 out of 3 of those people that you actually talk to, that are, again, this is all warm people that you talk to. They've already seen videos from the influencer, you already know the business they want to buy from them. You just show up to the calls, you talk to people, and you run them through the right process, you have the right skill set, and you close them. Let's say you close 1 out of 3, that equals, obviously, 1 close per day. Okay, so I think you're starting to see where we're going right now. Okay, so now the question is, okay, if we still have 5K program, fitness coaching program, how much you actually get paid per close that you actually make? Okay, so we know doing 1 close per day, if you talk to 3 people every single day, we close 30%, which is again very, very low numbers, based to give you like the kind of worst case scenario here. Let's see, we go up here. And with this industry, typically commissions are sitting around between 5 to, on the high end, 15 to 20% if you really like negotiated a good deal with the business. So on average, it's going to be 10% when you're an actual closer. So 10% of 5K equals of 5K. How much is that? It's $500. Okay, pretty simple math here, right? So $500. That means that every single time you take one of these calls for one of these influencers, you close them. Okay, in this case, when you close one every single day, we're gonna be making $500 for every single sale that we make. So $500 per sale in this example. Okay, simple as that. So in this example, if you're taking 3 calls every single day, we close at 33%. We're making $500 per sale, aka $500 per day. And if you do the math, let's say you work from Monday to Friday, which is typically what I've been doing in this industry. Sometimes you can work Saturdays and Sundays as well if you want to take more calls. If you're, for example, not hitting your numbers, if you need to catch up, you can do that. But typically you're working Monday through Sunday, or Monday through Friday. And then that's going to be around 22 days that you work every single month. So if you do 22 times 500, that comes out to exactly, quick maths, 11,000 US dollars. Okay, simple as that. Okay, this is just like the starting math, so you understand like how this actually works. Okay, so obviously, like, getting to this point is simple, but it's not easy, right? Like, you're not just gonna watch this video and then go out and like land a role, you're making 11K a month without any experience. Obviously not. Like, what it takes to actually get to this point, that I haven't even mentioned in this video so far, is we need to learn the skill set that actually allows you to show up to these calls and close at 33%, knowing how to lead these calls, what questions to ask, how to handle objections, how to shop with the right energy, tonality, to learn that skill. And then the biggest and the most important thing is how we actually land a company. Networking, find the right businesses where you can actually get 3 to 5 warm people that actually show up on your calendar every single day that actually want to buy. Those are the 2 main things. It's like networking, find those type of people, filtering out good versus bad companies. That's the stuff that really matters. But when you have that in place, just to show you again with the numbers here, making 11K in a month, very, very realistic to do. Then they used to close 1 person per day. If we go back to these numbers again, if we look at, okay, let's say you take a couple more calls. Let's say we increase this maybe like 4 or 6 calls. Or what I recommend to do, instead of taking more calls, we have to work on increasing this number. If we take this up from 33% to 50%, let's say, then obviously that's when we're getting into numbers over here. They're going to be sitting at, we go up to, instead of 11K, we're going to be sitting at 15K plus per month. Oh shit, 15K plus. And this is really what the journey looks like. You know, a lot of people ask, okay, when I get into high ticket sales, how do I increase my income and how do I make more money? It's by simply getting better at what you do. Again, it's a performance-based role. So if you improve your skill set and get better at what you do, you make more money as a result of that. That's how you grow. You can go from 11K to 15K, 20K plus by improving at your skill set, getting feedback from someone who's better than you, is improving your skills and just doing your job better. Getting better at handling objections, you can close a higher percentage of the people that you actually talk to. That's how you make more money without working harder hours, is by increasing the percentage of people that you close, not just taking more volume. Then the second lever you can pull is also obviously going back here, thumbs up, going more high ticket. You know, if you sell something that's instead of 5K, you sell something that's 10K, guess what? You double how much you make every single time you close a deal. If you sell something that's 10K instead of 5K, you make twice as much money. You make 1K per sale that you make. So that's, I think you can see now like how this adds up pretty quickly. You know, like coming into this industry, you can pretty quickly scale to a point where you're hitting 5, 10K a month if you just get the right skill set built up and the right connection to the right companies. When you got onto that point, you can go very far. I know people in this industry are making 50, 70, 100K a month as closers. Obviously, that's taking a lot of time to develop the skill set, get the connections, and they work very hard to get to that point. But you see yourself here, if you sell an offer that's, let's say, 20K or even like 10, 15K, it requires more of a skill set. But once you have that skill set developed, you're making 1K, 2K per sale that you make. And that's how you can get the numbers like 30, 40K a month in this industry. So hopefully this makes sense. You can see kind of like how the numbers played out there. And obviously for yourself, you can sit down and like play around with these numbers. Now that you know how many calls you're taking per day, close rate, etc. and how much you actually make per sale. And obviously, if you want my help to get into this and actually get properly trained on the skill set by someone who's actually done this, to learn how to sell properly, so you can actually close at 30, 40, 50% plus, and then also get placed directly into a good company from my own network. I have my own one-on-one coaching where I help hundreds of guys to do exactly that. So if you're interested in that, you can go below this video and apply, but we can call with me. If you have any questions at all, shoot me a DM on Instagram. Hope this was valuable, made sense, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.